Hello, I'm Tren.
I am called .me.hod.
I'm Damon.
We just want to apologize as a group for the behavior, for the content, for the ill words that we had last week on episode 95. And we just wanted to just apologize for that because, we really are growing people and we acknowledge our mistakes, and, accountability is the word of the next century. So we need to just all, play our parts in that, and us on Because We Are podcast want to do that for y'all today.
We are very sorry.
Yeah, we're really sorry, man. We apologize.
We are Young Money.
Yeah. But hey, man, welcome to the best podcast in the world.
What up?
We are here again. Y'all tried to take us out, but y'all couldn't.
I know we had to do a remix, right?
Know what I'm saying?
I disagree with so
What's
many
up?
of your decisions.
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ass trains. Fuck the fair when I get mine the fast way. Ski mask way, nigga ransom news. Far from handsome, but damn a nigga tote.
Because we are boys.
Guns than roses, foes is shaking in their boots. A visible bullet
From Miami, Raleigh, and the DMV.
you whack to me. Take them rhymes back to the
It's the Treacherous 3.
The gimmicks, the whack lyrics, the shit is depressing, pathetic. Please forget it. You're mad cause my style you're admiring.
I'm mad,
mad,
Diddy. UPS is hiring. You think UPS will hire Diddy after
You are
this?
sicko. You literally are less likely to get in UPS than to become a billionaire in this country. Like with the charges that he has against him. So no.
You don't think they'd hire him even for that line? Like the stock might have went up after that.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I don't think anybody is touching Diddy except.
All right. Yo,
He's
welcome
great.
to episode
But
96.
he's great at shipping things.
Yeah, welcome to episode
For
96
sure.
of Because We Are podcast. In case you missed the intro, you skipped that right through that. Last episode 95 was Patreon only. Go check that out to find out why. We are here today to give you the best pod that you'll receive on this wonderful Friday. How y'all feeling?
Yes,
Let's make this quick,
sir.
man. How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Y'all feeling all right? Y'all ready to pod?
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed? Me too. It's a lot of 2024 got off to a very there's a lot of news to consume. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
There's definitely lots to go on. I think the weather really needs to fucking figure this shit out.
Yeah. It's
Like
time.
seriously,
We need
it's like you're ODing now.
Yeah.
It's almost April.
Yeah.
You
I think
fucking
Mother
tripping.
Nature needs to start doing like the whole distraction thing. You know how like people, whenever big shit happens, people are like, oh, it's just a distraction from this other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Mother Nature needs to just like hit them with like a 70-day, high 60s to be like, oh, don't talk about Diddy.
Yeah, get people out the house, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like people just will all of a sudden just kind of forget about all the shit that's going on. But we gonna cover it. You know why? Because people value our opinions, and we make
People love
light of
gossip.
shit that might not be too funny, but it's it's the one light at the end of the tunnel. People have this podcast to look for. So without further ado, let's start.
The diddler.
Let's start with the diddler, man.
Yeah.
In case you've missed it, just to set the table for people who may not have heard, which I'm sure everybody has by right now. Diddy had his house raided by Homeland Security. Oh, well, both of them, right? Like his Miami
Like three of
property. He had a property. Where else? What are other properties?
New York.
That you know? New York. Just like all his shit, basically. Had his shit raided by Homeland Security. And were allegedly, I don't know if it's alleged or not, but the story is that they were doing it for sex trafficking. And that's not good.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Honestly, if I was like a news reporter, that is not good. I know you're supposed to be like
Had his
unbiased
kids in
on the
handcuffs
news.
and everything.
Yeah, which is fucked up. Which is really fucked up. All around sad news, but of course, it's the kids, man. Like, it's always going to be
Yeah.
sadder for like the kids or the people getting sex trafficked. I'm not saying that he's sex trafficking kids, but whoever's involved, it's always sad for them too. So, where were y'all when y'all found out this news?
I was at work.
You at work?
Yeah, I think I was at work. I work in the morning, and I be on my phone because part of my job is part of my job is to be on social media and handle social media and
Right.
our content and stuff like that. See what's
Right.
trending and all that shit. So
Right.
see that and Diddy's Miami house is literally 5 minutes away from my job. So that was
Jeez.
definitely on Oli and Dade and all these local Instagram pages. So you couldn't help but see that too. So it's a shit show, man. He definitely did that shit though.
Yeah, Diddy did it. Where was I? I don't know where I was. I can't, and I don't. So to stuff like this, I don't really follow too strongly, just because I know that the more time passes, the more information we'll get. So it's just one of those things that the worst is yet to come. Like, there's gonna be a time where like depositions start coming out and TMZ is gonna get footage from the police and all types of stuff. We're definitely gonna know what size he was using. So there's I'm not too invested in the actual minutia of what's happening. I just know that, like, for instance, there was the report that he got on a plane and flew to the islands like right that morning or something like that. But it turns out that his plane actually was just the plane was there, but he was not. He was actually still in Miami. So
Apparently, it was a Young Miami's friend that was on the plane. That's what I read.
That doesn't look good for whatever reason. Like, everything is automatically like.
But is it
10.
worse? Is it worse if nobody was on the plane?
Yeah, because why are you just flying the plane?
Exactly.
Are you trying
exactly.
to protect is it like a protection of assets kind of thing? Like, you can't repo the plane if it's if it's overseas or some shit. Kind of like parking your car in your cousin's lot that is not marked the address not marked to that car, kind of thing.
let's get
That's rich
some.
nigga shit. Honestly, I could definitely see that being a thing. It's like,
Let's get
fly
some-
the plane to the Virgin Islands. They can't repo it over there. They can't tow it over there.
Play some conspiracy theory music. Play some X-Files music really quick.
I got you.
There we go. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
How deep does the rabbit hole go? No Diddy.
What do you think?
How long? How far back has this been going on?
Mhm.
Who's the highest level person that you think is gonna end up being wrapped in
We
this?
know. It's in the files.
I've seen some stuff. I want to know if there's anyone.
Royalty.
I want to know. Well, royalty is not the highest to me. Like, royalty is like celebrities in the UK. You know what I'm saying? They're like, Beyonce is more famous than Kate Middleton. Shout out to Kate Middleton. I know she got like a lot of stuff going on right now. But just in
You
general.
can't say shout out to Kate. She got cancer, man. You can't say shout out to Kate Middleton, man. Like,
Why can't I shout out Kate
Why not?
Middleton?
You
You
just
can't
say
shout out niggas with cancer.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just say shout out like
Yeah,
that. Like,
I'm shouting her out, bro.
say
Like,
thoughts
I
and
hope
prayers.
everything
You
good.
say shout out to somebody you want to big up. You can't say like thoughts and prayers or some shit. Like, yo, shout out to Kate Middleton.
Yo.
No, it's not.
Nah, bro. If we was first of all, shout outs came from DJ culture, right? So if we was all in the party and Kate Middleton was in there, I'm telling the DJ to shout out Kate Middleton, bro. Throw something on for Kate. whatever she want to listen to, that's what we rocking to tonight. So yeah, I could shout out Kate Middleton.
There's just other ways to present that. The same way that you said I can't say dead ass when Dame says sorry for your loss to somebody that you
That's true.
lost.
That's true.
It's rules to the shit. You remember that? You said that to me.
I did say that.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
think-
there's different ways to say
Nah, I
that.
think this is slightly different, bro. I hope she's having a good time. I hope everything is good with her. I hope she feels amazing
Having an
today.
awful time.
Yeah, bro. Come on. Like,
I know, but I'm not trying to.
You
I'm
were
not
just
trying
talking
to
about on the
infantilize.
other pod. It's crazy how what you say me going against you. You were talking about how having like the only thing worse than having cancer is getting cured for cancer.
When did I say that?
You said that.
That the only thing worse than having cancer? Oh yeah, I
It's
did
like
say
the
that.
third
I did
is
say
the
that
chemo.
It was the episode that we couldn't release.
Chemo sucks. Yeah, for
Tune
sure.
in, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/, because
I
of our
said that
podcast.
last week. Bro, this ADHD
It might
shit
have been on
is
a half and half.
amazing, bro.
It might have been on a half and half.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, you can't say that about Kate Middleton.
All
But
right,
back
my
to the
fault.
dinner.
It's a movement.
Yeah, but like, so I'm thinking like, how far does this go back? Like, who's the most famous person or the most clean person that, like, I just watched a video.
If Kate Middleton is a part of Diddy's
You feel me?
list or anything, do we still care if she has cancer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I definitely think that people deserve to like live, even if they're horrible
Even if
people.
they're sex trafficking, I got you.
Yeah. I don't think like that means. It depends on what you do, but I'm not like a big fan of like death, right? So anyway,
Call down me how you said that, right? You said people deserve to live even if they sex trafficking.
yeah, that was me.
Okay.
Put it on a t-shirt.
We're not putting that on t-shirts. Merch coming soon. But that's the people deserve to live, and then on the back,
Even if they sex trafficking.
it's not funny.
On the
man.
lower back.
Yeah.
That's a fire shirt, bro. I think that would be a hot seller.
We're doing a terrible job.
So far, this is going to be another Patreon exclusive.
Goodness gracious.
No, these cursed episodes, bro. No, but
Yeah.
what I was saying was I just saw a video of LeBron, right, on a FaceTime with Diddy or on Instagram, right? You know, saying like, "Yeah, man, ain't no party like a Diddy party."
That was during the Diddy fundraiser. I remember that.
They
when
got
he was
him.
doing that fucking live shit.
They got him,
Yeah.
bro. They got my man LeBron, bro.
This is gonna be what just tarnishes the whole legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this could be it.
Let him get wrapped up in this, bro.
Jordan,
It'd be bad.
Jordan bought jails. LeBron bought ass.
It would be bad. It would be bad. But yeah, no. I think there can be a lot of he's very powerful. He knows a lot of people, and his career spans decades, bro. Like the fact that
Yeah.
he's been one of the most famous people in the world for the better part of quarter century means that this shit goes deep and long, just like Diddy.
I feel like the question isn't who like how far does it go? Like how far up does it stop. I was talking. The question isn't how like high up the chain does it go, but rather who has the money to protect themselves from it being revealed.
This is going to be a long process.
Yeah, that's what
Very
Diddy said.
long, very drawn out process. A lot of people are going to be brought to case. A lot of people are going to get subpoenaed. A lot of people are going to have to hit the stand, and it's not going to be over for a long fucking time, bro. Like at least like 5 years.
Isn't it wild how like this stuff is coming out like now? You know, doesn't it make you wonder like, you know, like what makes people care now? Because like if people have been saying this for years, it's kind of like, you know, I say all the time that people don't care about shit until it's time for them to care about shit.
Mhm.
And so what made the right person say, yeah, it's time right now?
So
You know, the Epstein list came out and all that stuff. Is it like a
I think it's a
it's like a
snowball
tit for tat
effect
kind of thing? It's like, all right.
I think it's a snowball effect from the Me Too movement. Honestly, I feel like kind of we've just
things been put
more-
in motion and it's just
more and more people have been just willing to go out there and tell their stories and talk.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this as a joke at first, but honestly TikTok, you know, we're seeing all these stories now about people just putting like a 50-part story about why my relationship didn't work. Why did I like that girl who did the why did I get married things? Like a lot of people
Reese's
feel like
Pieces.
they're exactly. A lot of people feel like, you know, like it's okay to tell my story and it could be well received and I'm gonna get support and, you know, like I'm gonna get the, you know, quote unquote justice that I deserve.
here's the thing.
But yeah, that's what I think.
Here's the thing. These when you talk about a Diddy, right? And I'm a person, right? I've done music, I've produced, I've written, right? I've had opportunities to work with some pretty famous people. If I, call.me.hide, was told, yo, I got a link with Diddy or just somebody of that ilk, right? He's doing a show. He needs music for it. You got to go out to LA. You're gonna stay in his mansion. You're gonna do all this stuff, and everything's paid for already. All you got to do is show up. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go, right? So now I'm there. I don't have any money. I'm there on their dime, on their whatever, and I see Diddy just walking around, and there's a bunch of women, men,
Kids.
scantily clad, walking in and out of rooms. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there making beats. I'm sitting there on FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? Just, doing whatever. And I go home. Now, I don't know what happened. That shit was kind of weird, but I don't know what happened. Right? And let's say I did know what happened. What am I supposed to do about it? You know what I mean? I think what happens is one domino falls and it's safe to come outside. It's not like these people didn't know what was going on. It's just that when was it safe? When was it safe to say that Diddy was doing all of this without affecting your relationships, without affecting your opportunities? And not saying that there's no merit in being willing to risk that, but you got to ask yourself, are you willing to risk it? Because asking someone else to do it is unfair, in my opinion, and it's always been unfair. I don't like when people say that, especially when it comes to women, especially when it comes to black women too. When 20 years later, 10, 15 years later, they come out and say, yeah, this person molested me. This person sexually assaulted me. Well, why didn't you say anything back then? Imagine me saying something back then when this person was at the height of their powers, the most powerful person in music. Yeah. What do you think would have happened to me physically if I did that?
We saw even in a different, industry, but with the Dan Snyder doc, there were certain people that couldn't get jobs, just because they talk too much, they voice their opinion too much. You know what I'm saying? They were a little too loud on set. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing where it's like, yeah, if I say something, it could ruin my career. Like that's definitely a thing, 1,000%. Especially if you're a woman in any industry. Honestly,
Torre,
any male-dominated industry.
I actually just read that
is real for sure.
Torre, the journalist, said recently that his cousin worked for Diddy and was fired for basically refusing to sleep with him or refusing to stay at his house overnight. He said, come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over. So again, we're talking about risking getting fired by one of the most powerful men in music. That stains you. It goes everywhere with you. You can't get fired from fucking Red Lobster without it coming up on your background check. You know what I mean? So there are real world consequences, and people want people to be like these like warriors and these advocates. Not everybody's a martyr, yo. Not everybody wants to be a martyr. You know what I mean? Sometimes people just need to survive, and that's okay. And when they find the strength to tell their story or tell what happened to them, they should be given the space to. So that should always be our default, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hope the people that do come out and tell their stories, Cassie being one of many, I do hope that they're protected, because I'm sure that people in high positions of power have other people kind of vouching for them, other people that protect them, that allow them to act the way that they act and get away with the things that they get away with. And it's not just the one singular person. Usually these people kind of move in groups. And so I do hope that these people are protected, because we know how this shit goes. We know how this shit goes. People start going missing. People start conveniently dying. Things happen weird stuff starts happening, and people are able to get off of situations like this because of these weird, very convenient situations happening. And yeah, it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary, especially, and like having to deal with people, or having to like deal with all those cases, having to repeat over and over and over again what happened to you, or something that you might have heard or seen, because the facts got to be straight. You're in court. Like, court is a very like tiring process, or like having that whole like being on trial or anything like that. It's a very tiring process if you have to give testimonies and depositions, because they want to get the facts straight. And you kind of got to be on your shit, because when you're dealing with powerful people, with powerful and scary lawyers, they're going to test you. They're going to push you. And any type of slack in your story, they're going to exploit it to the best of their ability. And it's very dangerous. And oftentimes that's how people end up getting away with things like this, because that's the American way, man. Like the lawyer, the justice system, it's not what you did, it's what you can prove. And so if these people don't come correct, and if everyone doesn't band together to kind of say what they saw and, piece together certain events and stories, then the people that did these wrong things are going to walk away. And that's like the saddest part of it all. It's like, even if it is true, if it can't be proven, then you're kind of just shit out of luck. And that's just the way that the system's ran right now. And I don't say this to be like pessimistic. I just say this to kind of wish luck to the people that are brave enough to kind of speak up and share their stories, and also be a part of this long like process that goes down soon.
See, the thing about mudslinging is that it gets on everybody, right? So like that's just one of those things where there are certain times in like think about your job, right? You probably don't do everything to the letter of the policies and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And chances are you're not going to let someone know that you're doing that unless you also know that they're doing it, right? At least there's got to be like a wink wink of like, I know we only supposed to get a 30-minute break, but I take a 45-minute break. You know what I'm saying? Or I know they don't check badge swipes, so sometimes I leave site. You know what I'm saying? I leave campus in order to go get something else to eat, whatever, right? Whatever the reason is, whatever type of role you kind of have. But there's always like someone doing something that is kind of like above, below the cuff or whatever, however you want to frame it. But it becomes dangerous when very, very powerful people are you get so mixed up with them that you literally can't say anything. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't say anything, because the type of ramifications it would lead to for yourself, right? You're a security guard, you're a secretary, you probably seen some shit. You probably heard some shit. You probably know why so-and-so got fired, and you kind of got to live with that shit pretty much for most of your life until something like this comes out. And there's also the fact that a lot of times people are not going to believe you, so there's that too. It can get very ugly. It can get very messy. And I think as like civilians, just people just in general, sure, I consider us entertainers, and we come to entertain people. I think in my opinion, man, Hollywood and like just that kind of world is nasty all around. It just is.
Yeah.
So
I say keep going. I say don't stop at him. I say keep no. I'm not talking about keep going.
Oh, because
I'm saying yeah, I know. Like,
yeah, that combo was crazy.
Like, this is funny how thoughts work. It's like in my head, I'm like processing what you're saying, and I'm responding to something that I thought I already said. Sorry, I did not mean that. This AI is gonna have fun with that one. One of the hosts says they should keep Hollywood.
They should keep Hollywood's weird shit going.
Yeah, no. In terms of, I say keep going after these powerful people and keep airing shit out, because
even
that's
if
the
it
only
means
way.
completely eradicating most of Hollywood and music.
Yeah.
Even
I
if
think
your
so, too.
Spotify is like 40% filled now, like shit gets banned, shit gets canceled. You can't play whole eras because of how entangled some of this shit is.
Yeah.
People can make new stuff, man.
Okay.
We can rebuild.
Because I think that's really what the fear is.
We have the technology.
Yeah, we can start all this shit over. Honestly, it would honestly be kind of like a renaissance of like the new music that's made with, good intentions and like not oversaturated with things that are like may have some ill intentions with it. Like I think there's like a way to kind of rebuild all of this in a way. I don't know what it sounds like. I don't know what it looks like, but there is a way. And like to kind of like transition a little bit, like this is obviously not as important as everything else that's going to come out, but I think we kind of briefly talked about before on a previous pod of like what will suffer from all this happening. Like think about all the investments that people may have had that like Diddy might have been a part of. Obviously there might be some sort of like music industry, because Diddy was like, would we still say he was like a media, like a musical power in the industry, or is he not anymore?
Like today? Yeah, for sure. He makes shit happen all the time.
So the possible connections that may have been involved or who may have like been through Diddy, anybody who was kind of like under his wing are kind of shit out of luck in that. It's like losing your mentor in a way.
Yeah. I mean, shit, even, I don't want to get gossipy, but even Carisha, bro. Like, it's not a great time to be a City Girls fan right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not.
Like, it kind of looks crazy. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
Her name is on that thing, it's listed there, and it's Diddy's. He's almost too big to fail, bro. That's really the bottom line. He's almost too big to fail. So this
is very calculated, clearly. Because I remember, I don't know if I said it on the pod or if I just said it amongst us, but if you look at like the way that things were moving, you could tell something was coming, and you can tell he knew something was coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Gave all his artists back his publishing, all their publishing. That happened in September last year, October maybe.
Keefy D.
Keefy D.
Was like October,
right? He gave Cassie a little $30 million, for her troubles.
That was like November.
So things just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and you can tell he's seen something coming. And I definitely said it to y'all, like something is coming. He knows it's coming, and he's trying to, protect his neck right now. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this turns out. But I think a lot of things are gonna suffer, and we're gonna start to see how all of this is kind of connected. Like kind of like how The Wire, the second season of The Wire, that season everybody's like, oh, I hate this season so much. But like, the supply kind of like got caught up, and that as a result, you saw like the other parts of everything, like the dealers got affected, the economy got affected. It went all the way to like kind of politics, and everything. Like all that stuff was connected. And so I just wonder what we're going to feel from all of this happening, with Diddy being caught up with what he's caught up in right now. And I'm just curious. I'm curious, because it will reveal itself. And that's when we'll really see how powerful he really was. How powerful, like that's just for the layman, you know what I mean? Just for us to figure out. Any closing remarks on this?
No. Just, prayers to everyone who is innocent and affected by powerful people being disgusting and being bored with that power, being bored with the human experience, so bored that they have to do inhumane things in order to feel something. I think there's something to that. But, you know, what do I know?
Yeah. I just ended working with one of them, but I'll say that for Patreon. While we talking about things that might be able to get people in trouble, did y'all catch that Freaknik doc at all?
I did not.
For sure. I did.
Was it what you said it was going to be?
It was, I guess I didn't know what I thought I knew. And to be fair, I was very young when Freaknik was happening, or Freaknik actually. People call it Freaknik, but it's actually Freaknik. Did you watch it, T?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, so there was I'll spoil it a little bit. I know you guys
Please
are not gonna
spoiler alert, y'all.
So the origins of Freaknik is actually the 80s. It actually started in 1983 with a bunch of students at, I can't remember which HBCU. It's been a week since I watched it, but they used to throw parties that you remember that there's an old disco song that goes freak out. Yeah, live freak, shit chic, right? Yeah. So when they were talking about a Freaknik, they were talking about that song because that was a popular song when they like came out with this idea of like having basically spring break type thing. They wanted to do spring break, but they didn't feel like, a lot of them couldn't leave campus. A lot of them, you know what I mean? A lot of them just had to stay in the dorms and stuff like that. So they were all at I believe not Atlanta Clark. I one of the HBCUs in Atlanta. They used to have different clubs, right? So if you were from the DMV, there was a DMV club. If you were from Tennessee, there was a Tennessee club. Like there was like clubs for kids who were homesick and needed to get to know people who were from the areas they were from. So the DMV club are the ones who came up with the Freaknik, right? Hey. So they were, yeah, right? Shout out to the DMV.
Yes, sir.
And again, it just started as like a picnic, you know, that they would have on campus during spring break when everyone else was out of town visiting family or on vacation. And, you know, it just, they would put flyers up and a bunch of people came, and it just kind of year over year, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It didn't truly become what a lot of people connected to until Uncle Luke actually came to Freaknik in, I think it was 92 or 93. Uncle Luke obviously had all of these huge records on again, this is another thing that Florida fucked up, to be honest with you. He had all these super sexual records, sexual overtone records on radio, was the one of the most popular rappers at the time, and basically kind of took it over.
Better than us?
What? Okay. So basically his whole thing was, how y'all having a Freaknik without Uncle Luke? And so he was already doing like, videos, right, with women performing oral sex and, you know, being naked in the video. So he went to Freaknik and did his normal like video shoot type thing. And then when they put that video out, people were like, wow, is this what's going on at Freaknik? So the following year, mad people came down to Freaknik with a certain kind of idea what it was, and it kind of just morphed into something other than what it was kind of initially. It was initially just supposed to be like a party kickback type thing, and it just kind of evolved into like this super sexual, over sexualized kind of. But so did like the time, right? So did like music at that point. So it's very likely that people were just being. It was always going to turn into that. It didn't have to be because of Luke, but it was good to like see how it was started and kind of how it got out of control, because it just became a whole big thing where like people were having Freaknik parties that weren't the Freaknik. They were just
like Freaknik expired.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were just kind of like, oh, you can't get into Freaknik? cool. Come down to
Come to the freak off.
yeah, come, you know what I mean? Just kind of all of these offshoots at different campuses and at different events and stuff like that. So it kind of just became the whole city just became something completely different. And eventually,
So is there one person that came up with the idea of Freaknik, or is
it's a group of people. It's like 5 people that
Okay.
came up with the idea for the Freaknik.
Okay.
But they didn't mean for it to turn into what it turned into. It didn't turn into that until Uncle Luke shot that video and said 92 Uncle Luke Freaknik, this is what we getting into. And then, you know, it kind of went crazy after that. They showed videos of people that literally were renting RVs, not hotels. They were renting RVs and then literally just parking the RV somewhere and sleeping and then waking up and going to these parties, bringing girls back to the RVs. And it's the only problem I had with it. It was like, again, they didn't really like show it. And I guess they weren't going to because it was Hulu. But I feel like that's a doc that you put on HBO.
I would want to see them fucking.
Yeah, I wanted to see that freaky shit.
Dog, it's
you would have been at Freaknik
Freaknik.
if you was old enough to go.
Yeah, I would have went. You know, it would.
Dan,
it
you
just
would've
would.
went?
No, it's
Not
for
your
me.
shit.
Too many people.
Definitely a lot of people. It depends. I don't think 19-year-old Hod would go. I think if 35-year-old Hod had 19-year-old Hod's body, then 19-year-old Hod would go. But so like 35-year-old Hod wouldn't go and 19-year-old Hod wouldn't go. But if 35-year-old Hod was 19-year-old Hod, he would go.
That's a lot of math. That's a lot of complicated math, you know. Yeah, I feel like, you know, the 19s, like the late teens to like the, you know, your 20s, that is a time to kind of go into them types of parties and shit.
Hell yeah.
Wild out.
You know, it's
Slinging
like
dick around.
Hell yeah.
not slinging dick around, but like, do y'all
I mean, that's what people
remember
were doing.
like the wildest party that y'all attended growing up?
I think there's probably something in college for sure. I was in a fraternity, so parties all. It was my freshman year. They threw parties every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Damn.
Yeah.
I never went to parties I never went to those kind of parties like that. Like, I guess in high school, going to like kickbacks was like really, I never went to one of them real turned up parties, unfortunately.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, even not as even like on that same level, but just the craziest party that you experienced, like whether it was in somebody's basement or is at some hall or something that clearly like went. It could be at a fucking teen club.
No,
I know, like in them days,
I definitely have
teen
gone,
clubs
but
was
it
different.
I definitely have gone, but it went poorly. Like, it wasn't a good experience for me, you know. So it's just those type of things. I didn't really fit in with that, like that type of. I tried to catch a dub on a bitch one time. Pardon me. I tried to catch a dub on a young lady one time, but this is like one of my first parties. I didn't know where to put my hands, right? And she had a fucking
Behind your head.
Yeah.
So boom, I had my hands on her, like on her hip, right? She had one of them big ass Nextel phones, right? So my hand kept like sliding because she was dubbing me. I'm trying to hold on. The bitch thought I was trying to rob her.
Let's go with you, bro.
She was like, "Yo, stop touching my phone." It just went poorly.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I already told y'all I got this pictures of me at them like little clubs and shit, but I remember like when I realized that parties were different. You know, like when I was in somebody's basement and like, you know, people was grinding and just kind of like there was no adult supervision, and I had a weird feeling. This was my first party like as like an individual. I ain't know that many people there. Like there's like 2 people that I knew, but you know, it's when you go to those parties like that, if you're like an introvert, you usually like think, oh, I'm gonna be with this person, like we gonna chill and stuff like that. But
No,
that person's gone. You know, they go do it off their own thing, and you're kind of just there, you know, floating and observing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that reggaeton was playing. You know, there was
Sean Paul.
that's Sean Paul. You know,
Sean Paul.
yeah, definitely. You know that Pitbull. that Daddy Yankee, all that shit was playing. And I
Daddy
was
Yankee's
observing
that
it first
nigga.
because it was a Mexican girl at my high school who threw the party. She had a nice house, and the shit was in the basement. You know, there was no adults.
Right.
It was just all us. And I was scared, man. I was definitely scared. I wasn't ready yet, but I got ready. Like that was like a good like way to like say, all right, now I know what to expect. So I didn't like it at first, you know, because I wasn't ready for it. But later on, that's when that shit started to kick in. Like them parties where it was kind of too cramped, but you were still getting dances off. Yo, long lost are the days. Like, how do people dance with people now? Like, you don't do the walk up no more, huh? Like,
I have no idea.
Like you don't just walk
like
up,
you just,
start
like-
dance with somebody, and then wait for the
Do people-
turnaround.
People definitely still do it. Like
think
people,
so?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I've been to club. I haven't been to a club in a minute, but
Yeah.
like definitely within the last year where I've gone, where I've still seen people like that's like guys still try to just walk up to a girl and start dance with them. That's still definitely a thing.
Mhm.
I think it's just a matter of like kind of overstepping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not being able to take a no. I don't know. People are going up to people and be like, "Hey, can I have this dance?"
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's ever. I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I've ever like asked for dances like that, unless it was a friend. Like if it was a friend, I'd ask them to dance. But if it was like a stranger, you kind of just gotta feel the vibes out, you know. They turn around, they look at you. You pass that test.
That's what I think it is.
That's all
It's
it
got to
is.
be eye
Yeah.
contact.
You gotta just
and it's
catch
got to
it.
be multiple eye contacts.
Yeah.
Like not just one like accidental, like, oh, you looked and you look away. Like, no. Like multiple times for a set of time, like multiple seconds. each
What about grabbing the hand? Can you grab the hand? Shorty already dancing. Can you grab
Not
the
time?
hand?
after
Grab
COVID.
it, grab it. You gotta.
Not like you trying to steal her. Like just
Come here, bitch.
Come here, where you going? Nah, some nigga put a girl in a full Nelson. Shawty wasn't fucking with that. Y'all never
Yeah.
seen that video?
No.
Yeah.
was it Suge Knight? Because I remember Suge Knight trying to
No, it wasn't
put a
Suge
girl
Knight.
in.
It was a random dude. He was
I remember
shorter
Suge
than
Knight
her.
trying to put somebody in a sleeper hole dancing. It was very awkward.
Yeah, some niggas be too rough. But yeah,
I
like
be-
things like that. Like y'all ever got broken? Have you ever gotten broken by somebody that y'all dance with?
Nah.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. Strong
Damn.
back.
I'm a
Strong
weekend-
back, man.
I'm a weak. Yeah, it's not fair because you're a Jamaican ass. That's why. But like,
Yeah.
damn, you never got broken. I'm the only one. I'm the only
Sure.
brave one over here. Yeah, I remember.
I was working out in college.
Yeah, bro.
I was
got it.
ready.
But nobody ever threw it back too hard on you, and you kind of like stumble a little bit. You lost your, you know.
I don't know, bro.
No, never to me. It happened to Jaren, good friend
Y'all
Jaren, friend of the
potty,
show.
Y'all tell it. Yo.
I
Tell
got
the story.
a low
Shout it
center
out.
of
I
gravity,
tell.
my nigga.
was
Like, I'm not-
It was some big
happening.
bitch with a big old ass,
Mhm.
and Jaren was trying to, you know,
Try to
get
catch
the
Y'all
it.
best
can
he
handle
can.
that. Yeah.
Yo,
She was throwing that shit back like Draymond Green.
y'all
bro.
got me?
He said no chance.
He thought he could tame it.
Yeah,
yo.
couldn't contain it.
Knock this nigga to the ground.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's a
Nigga
lot.
took a charge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. But y'all never see somebody bucking and y'all like, I could take that. You know? It's like I could handle that. And then
what kind of dirty Mac hating shit is that?
no. I mean like somebody bucking like if you see
If that
somebody
was me,
yeah, if you see somebody dancing in a club, right? And you're like, yo, she throwing it back, she kind of fine. I'm gonna try to do that. And then you kind of
like you seen somebody else fail and you stepped up to the plate.
yeah.
Do what your man can't do, baby.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, that happened to me my freshman year. I danced with a senior. That was my first mistake. I didn't know she was a senior though, but she was throwing it back, like she was killing it, right? So I was like, let me just, you throw my hat in the ring. I woke up behind her, right? I forgot what song was playing, because I kind of blacked that moment out a little bit because it was kind of embarrassing. And yeah, man, it was too much. It was way too much. She had this as big as an ass can be at that time. She had it, and I couldn't I got broke, man. I got broke. It actually kind of hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna hold you.
R.I.P.
I think my form wasn't there yet. Like I still wasn't there yet. But who was the baddest person in school at the time, I danced with them, which I felt like that nigga ever since then. Like that was when I switched over to I can
That's
be
a
that.
body?
Yeah, I can be that. Yeah, that's a body. yeah, basically. At that time, before you start actually doing anything, like what are the real bodies? If you kiss somebody, that's a body, That's what it changed from. How many people you kissed? How many people you danced with? Now it's just all about bodies, man. It's crazy.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
What's a body that's not a body? Like we gotta be honest about this. Like you would literally.
Nah, come on,
we just said.
Yeah, come on.
I hate this shit. Here we go.
But are there no lines? Only a body is a body. Only a body is a body. Because it's more than body. There's more bodies than just like bodies.
Well, you're a munch then.
I don't think so. I don't think one or the other is the same.
Your girl laughing too hard at some other nigga. Like if you heard a laugh come from her that you ain't really heard before.
Yeah, that's a body.
That's at least like 10 bodies.
That's a body. She definitely. Yo, just glaze him right now in front of me, yo.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
You laughing way too hard. I ain't never made you laugh like that.
Like a part of her laugh, the octave, you ain't never go up all the way up there. I didn't even know you had that in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a body.
That's the curse of being a funny nigga. If somebody making your girl laugh, you like, hey, hold on. I got better routines than that.
Yeah.
What about when another dude pays for both of y'all drinks?
Yeah, he fucked both of us.
That's a double bottle.
For sure.
Yeah, both
menage a trois right there.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a couple times, but hey, I'm down.
No Diddy.
Yeah.
No,
Jesus
take
Christ.
that, nigga. This is making a band Diddy. You think them niggas is gonna show up to trial? Day 26?
I don't know if day 26 is. Enes already had a interview where he made statements. He basically said what's the Isaiah Thomas meme where he was like, I met the criteria, but I wasn't selected.
Damn.
Like niggas ain't even
to
invite him.
Yeah. What a good time to not be invited to something though.
Exactly, right? Shit saved his life probably.
What if somebody kisses your girl on the cheek? Like a full on kiss. Like not the cheek, not cheek to cheek, but like he turns his whole head. Yeah.
It's not a body, but you might as well have like swiped her ass with your fingers.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
open palm.
It's something. Yeah, it's
and
something.
Smoked it.
It's something for sure. I don't think it's a body, but it's up there.
Is the pickup hug a body?
Absolutely.
Only if she wraps her legs.
Nah, that's more than one then.
If she wraps her legs, yeah, that's a body.
That's more than one body. Or what if they do the little shake? Like it's the hug and shake, like
yeah, that's the side to side. Like y'all hit the side to side. Yeah, nah, that's a body. You gotta chill.
Yeah,
y'all missed each other? That's when you gotta start asking other kinds of questions.
As a nigga, you just gotta stand there and wait till they done. Gotta look around. You don't want to look too hard. You gotta kind of look past it.
As soon as they done, you like, oh, this is him? Oh, this yeah, man. What's going on, man? I'm hot. Jesus Christ, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, you got a good one.
Yeah,
you got a good one here.
Man.
If a nigga tell you you got a good one, that's a body. That's a body.
Yeah. Yo, would y'all ever come to a woman as a man? Like if you knew some shit about the nigga that she was with?
No.
Hell
I've been
no.
in plenty of those predicaments in high school, and
Hell
I could
no.
never.
That's weird as fuck.
I was dirty macking, but I would never snitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, dirty macking kind of counts if it serves to your benefit.
It's not snitching though. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, this nigga's out here cheating, doing this. There wasn't that type of dirty macking.
You just gotta be like, I don't even know why you with him for real. I don't know how much attention he really paying for real. I don't know if he knows what he got.
Like honestly, if he's not fulfilling your needs, or he's not really listening to you, and doing the things that make you happy, then you gotta do what you gotta do. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Sick.
Leading them to the water, but you know what I'm saying? Not just
can't make them drink. Yeah, you right.
Yeah,
you're right. So like, if Shorty was messing with a dude who she didn't know was married, and you seen him and his wife, you wouldn't be like
not saying nothing. There's no scenario in which I'm saying something. None. Not
especially for a marriage, you might end up dying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be very nasty. So I'm not doing it.
And if you saw him at a freak off, you would
my safety over your happiness. Sorry.
You wouldn't say nothing if you saw him at a freak off?
No. I always listen, people do this all the time. Even the who did I marry type shit. You are responsible for who you're with. I don't care about shit like that. Like, I don't feel sorry for nobody when I find out that whoever they was with was doing something fucked up. Like, my thing is like, how much were you ignoring, and how much were you not paying attention, and how much was you just like okay with up until the point where it became a problem for you? Because there's always signs. Like, when you're with somebody especially for a long period of time, I just don't see what the justification is for, staying with somebody that has patterns that you wouldn't necessarily agree with. I just don't see it. So I tend to not, like, get out if you can, leave, but like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you that you was there for 6 years. Like, I'm just not gonna do it.
Have you ever had a situation of like pillow talk where Shawty said something that you really just didn't like want to hear about? And how would you get out of that? Like, how would y'all get out of hearing something that they might be talking about somebody that or somebody that, like, you might have dealings with in the future? That it's like, how do you get out of that smooth?
I think you just get out of it. Honestly, like, I don't think you do it smoothly. I think you just,
I don't want to hear about this.
Yeah, you just divert. Nah, nope, not my business. That part I don't care about.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm trying to mind my business. I don't like to get in other people's shit like that unless
straight up
yeah.
The reason I ask is because rumor has it that this Drake and Future beef that's incoming is over a woman.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
I've heard that.
I mean, how many other things could it really be over?
It could be over. So honestly,
we're talking about
loyalties.
It could be over so much,
Loyalties.
bro. Like, it could be over so much. It doesn't have to be over a woman. I find it weird that these niggas keep sharing women like this. And the thing is, if you're sharing women, like, respect the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be getting super attached if you know that, but also if you my man and you know that I was with her, like, don't put a song on your album talking about that you fuck.
Yeah, we gotta clarify. The rules is kind of different for, Future and Drake. All the stuff that they rap about, the things that they talk about doing with certain people, it's like, oh, that was about Shawty?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked her. It's like, that's when it gets like, that's when it gets kind of dirty a little bit. Cause it's like, especially if that song's a hit. Can you imagine, bro?
Yeah.
Like, finding out that one of like the hit songs, like, imagine finding out that one of the hottest songs on the radio is about one of the girls that you with.
I'm sure it would be very painful. Because
like what Chris Brown said on that one song, what is it, dropping that ass to a split or some shit like that.
I don't remember that one.
His wrist. Them bitches lit. Dropping that ass to a split. It don't matter. The point is, it's just like lyrics being about somebody that you with.
Yeah.
Gotta be a cold, like, that's enough to start a beef. That's why I believe that it could be. But it could just be loyalties too. You know, I felt weird about that whole thing with, like, you know, Drake doing a collab album with 21. It was cool.
Yeah.
I liked it. But it did feel almost like a replacement, you know?
Yeah. Like you could just pick any Atlanta trap artist and you just gonna do what you want. Like I thought you did an album with me because we got chemistry and like you my man.
And we known for this, you know. We have a couple. We got like mad collabs. We got collab lists now, and now you just picking up somebody else like that quickly, you know.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, like Drake's done like a lot of collabs with, say, like somebody like Ross. Given it wasn't like a whole album or a tape or anything, but like you don't own me, nigga. Like that's why I don't feel like that. I feel like that argument is less likely because, nigga, Future 40, bro. Like, yo, you want to make an album with 21 Savage, who I also fuck with? Like, I don't necessarily see the problem with that.
I don't know, man. Like, y'all go do a pod like consistently with other people. I'm looking at y'all kind of weird, man.
I'm just saying, like, bro. If we split off and just did a Hot and Dame pod, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And invited another nigga that kind of looked like me. You know?
Like, yeah, honestly, like it's really just me and you that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like we could kind of just like add anybody on the third. You know?
That shit kind of
like, and then that shit become a hit. Like, it get nominated for a Grammy.
Like you can't say that you wouldn't feel nothing if that was happening. Like, yeah, you don't own me, but it's still like a loyalty thing. It's still a principle. We got chemistry. We doing this, like, and especially if I was asking for another one.
If that is the case where Future does feel some type of way, I feel like that story would only be, or I feel like that reasoning would only be pushed by the fact that there's another reasoning behind it, such as the girl thing. Like if it was the girl thing, and then you went and did the collab album with 21 over me because we have this issue over this girl, then it's different. Then like, oh, I'm only mad because you chose to do a collab album with 21 Savage. Like,
maybe that was the catalyst. Do you think so? You think that
Metro got albums with 21, doesn't he?
Yes. But they're real friends though. Like, I don't know who I would consider like Metro kind of coming up with, but like I'd heard of Metro and 21 before I realized that he worked with Future. I remember Future working with like Southside a lot. I remember Future working with other people. Obviously he has the tag with Future, but that Without Warning album with Offset and the Savage Mode 2, you know what I mean? Like there's multiple projects of Metro working with a singular artist. Drake is a different story. First of all, I think Drake was doing that because Jay-Z did it, with Watch the Throne, right? The real one was supposed to be Drake and Lil Wayne making an album. And then Jay-Z and Ye dropped Watch the Throne. And Drake started taking shots then. You know what I'm saying? So he understands the moment. He understands what this is when you do these collabs, so but also know that he's friends with a lot of people. So he could have done one with Ross. He could have done one with anybody really. You know what I mean? But I just wish this wasn't about women. Cause it's just it
might have just been the catalyst.
There's too many women.
It might have just been the catalyst though. It's like I definitely think I'm gonna speculate. We're here to speculate, have fun. We can lie on this shit. I think Future fucked somebody that Drake had dealings with.
I think it's all the way around.
You think that Future is mad? Hold on. Let me just finish this thought. I think that Future fucked somebody that Drake had dealings with. And that caused Drake to kind of, give some space a little bit, in terms of, having it happen. Did the collab album with 21. Future started feeling some type of way because maybe he was asking Drake, yo, when we going to do, What a Time to Be Alive Part 2,
Part 2,
when we doing this. Drake probably just pushed it off. Oh, yeah, soon, yeah, Scorpio shit. Like, yeah. Don't even know that you about to be stung. Drops this album with 21. It's like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. You know, Future might have just been quiet for now. You know, just watching how it's received. Shit pops off. People love it. You know, watching him go on stages with this dude who could have been him. You know, and then, you know, Future's like, you know what? That you acting like this over a woman? Like you treat me like this because of this? And Drake just might be like, nah, we're gonna do something, and that day never comes. So clearly, Future gotta assume, you know, that it's gotta be that connecting force of, oh, he's mad because I fucked this girl.
Yeah,
you know that's gotta be the only reason that he's acting like this. So you know what? Bet. If you mad over this, you know, you mad because she chose, then you acting like a hoe. And I don't fuck with hoes.
You know what? That's fair. Drake is petty enough to not do a whole album because his bitch was with Pluto. For sure. And he's petty enough to also do a song about fucking one of Future's girls on that same album, or you know, on his next album. So he's definitely petty enough to do all that shit.
Yeah.
So
I see it. I definitely see him being the one to be like, yo, why you do that, dog? Like, why you do that to me, type shit. So Dame, you know, you speculate. Why do you think you think it's the other way around? What do you think happened?
I think it's the other way around just because of just some of the lyrics talking about pillow talking. I think it was it was either the first or second song in the second verse. I know because somebody had mentioned it in the review that we had dropped, where he said something about pillow talking with a bitch or some shit like that, and it getting back to him.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it definitely happens. It definitely happens.
Yeah, that, and I also read that outside of the whole, you know, Metro tweeting about her loss and Drake going on his slightly drunk rant on his stream, that Drake also, this is also allegedly, we're speculating, they also said that Drake fucked Metro's girl.
That's what I mean. None of these girls is any of theirs. Like, that's the whole thing about it. It's just your turn, man.
But did Drake fuck Metro's girl?
We don't trust, and the album's called We Don't Trust You. So
hold on.
I mean,
could it be that Drake fucked Metro's girl to get back at Future?
Could be.
I'm gonna hurt somebody
but I don't know if that's how it works.
You love because you hurt me. I might not be able to fuck somebody that, you know, to get to you, but I'm gonna hurt one of your homeboys.
I'm gonna fuck somebody to get to you. It's crazy.
Yo, I'm just
I don't know. I feel like it'd be easier to do the first thing though, to fuck somebody that, you know, Future.
Yeah, but
that's too direct. That's too direct. If you really want to hurt somebody, like if you really want to be petty and hurt somebody in a petty way, you kind of got to hit him in a way that's like, you did this because you thought that would hurt me. Now I'm like just offended.
I just think Drake doesn't care and he will fuck anybody's girl.
Yo,
like this has been the story way too many times.
I think when you fuck so many people, you start, if you really want to get at somebody, you want to fuck the person that might be hurting somebody they're close to. It's not enough to just fuck your girl. I'm gonna fuck your homeboy's girl, and he's gonna whine to you about it.
Let's be clear.
And
let's be clear. There are rumors that Drake, in a petty move, fucked Ye's mother-in-law. Okay, like that's how petty he is, bro. There's rumors that he fucked Chris. Like these are things like, you know, he's a petty man, bro. He's a petty man. He goes to very nasty levels.
Come on, and it would work. As a man, that would offend me. And I'm kind of just giving my fucking, you know, kryptonite out there. I know most niggas don't like to give like, oh, that would hurt me. And then somebody goes out there and does it. But yo, personally, that would kind of like, that would be.
If somebody fucked me or Hod's girl just to get to you, that would hurt you?
Yes, absolutely. Especially if they thought that that's what would hurt me. Like if they're doing it to get to me, because they know that you're upset and I'm there for you. It's like, yo, You fucking with the spot.
That's a different level of thinking.
It's like it's almost like some empath shit, but it's very calculated and very possible, for sure.
Man,
I would be tight.
It's possible,
just because they're like, oh yeah, if I can't fuck anybody that Tren has dealt with, I'm gonna just fuck somebody that Dame loves, or I'm gonna fuck somebody that Ha loves, and it's like,
man, okay, let's fuck all that. What did y'all actually think of the album?
Yeah, for real.
Niggas getting triggered. Yo, listen, this is good. This makes it more available for everybody. I should say, let's save this take for Patreon. If y'all want to continue listening, hop to the Patreon, switch over, find out what we think about the album, and maybe we'll continue this little talk that we're having right now. I might have more questions for these dudes, and maybe they feel like giving it up on Patreon. Maybe they're getting a little nervous right now. Don't want to give it to y'all publicly. But hop over to the Patreon, patreon.com/because we are a podcast. And if not, we'll see you next week.